Live from WTOC, the Southeast News leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Welcome to the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. U.S. military officials said their operation launched Saturday hit more than 1,000 targets in Iran in the first 24 hours alone, with plans to carry out additional strikes over the next several weeks. This comes as Iran has struck back on some U.S. and Israeli targets in the Middle East. Natalie Brand is tracking the latest from the White House.
President Trump said time had run out for Iran to agree to end its nuclear program and avoid a fight.
This was our last best chance to strike what we're doing right now and eliminate the intolerable threats posed by this sick and sinister regime.
The president also hinted a potential timeline that could be extended.
Right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, in a news conference earlier this morning, laid out the mission of what the Pentagon is calling Operation Epic Fury.
Destroy Iranian offensive missiles, destroy Iranian missile production, destroy their navy and other security infrastructure, and they will never have nuclear weapons.
Secretary Hegseth said while there are no U.S. boots on the ground in Iran now, he declined to rule it out.
We'll go as far as we need to go to advance American interests. But we're not dumb about it. You don't have to roll 200,000 people in there and stay for 20 years.
The defense secretary said the purpose of the strikes was not regime change, but noted the regime did change with the death of Iran's supreme leader. The Trump administration has called on Iranians to now take back their country.
Iran is striking back, launching drones and missiles at allies that host American military bases in the region. While the U.S. has intercepted most of the incoming, the Pentagon said 4 U.S. service members have been killed.
We expect to take additional losses, and as always, we will work to minimize U.S. losses.
The Pentagon also confirmed that 3 Air Force F-15 jets were shot down by friendly fire in Kuwait. All 6 crew members safely ejected. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, our local military bases are announcing changes to their entry gate security access after U.S. Northern Command directed installations to heighten their security. Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield announced that starting today, the Trusted Traveler program is suspended until further notice. That means all individuals 18 and older must present a valid ID, and all commercial vehicles, including their drivers and occupants, will undergo inspection. All non-Department of War affiliated visitors and hand-carried items will also undergo inspection. Fort Stewart told the public to anticipate potential delays because of this. And the Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort announced similar moves with 100% ID checks, random vehicle inspections, and the suspension as well of the Trusted Traveler program until further notice. The U.S. State Department issued a worldwide travel warning because of these attacks. Its alert encourages Americans abroad, especially in the Middle East, to increase caution and exercise increased caution. It also recommends they check with the nearest embassy or consulate for security alerts and prepare for potential airspace closures. And the United States attack on Iran has created uncertainty around oil supply and gas prices here at home. Joshua Skinner with our sister station has more.
The expanding war involving the United States, Israel, Iran, and others is putting a damper on oil supply, and that will trickle here to Atlanta. West Texas Intermediate is up almost 7% in early trading today, pushing north of $71 per barrel. That's the highest since July of last year. According to Gas Buddy, gas prices are expected to cross the $3 per gallon average threshold for the U.S. this week. In a different but similar situation a few years ago when Russia invaded Ukraine, the response was much more drastic. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says the markets are handling this situation much better.
When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, when the economy was reopening amidst COVID relief, we saw oil prices in a matter of a week jump about $22 a barrel. So this is a pretty small response so far. Obviously, a lot of developments still likely here in the days ahead.
Well, the Savannah Police Department is investigating a shooting in West Savannah yesterday that sent a man to the hospital. SPD reported they responded to multiple shot spotter alerts near the intersection of Lavinia Street and Hardin Street around 11:15 p.m. last night. Officers said they combed the surrounding area when they were signaled to an injured man. They reported that they found a victim inside a vehicle in the area of West Victory Drive and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. SPD said they gave the man immediate medical attention until EMS arrived to take him to a hospital. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020, that number on your screen, or you could submit an anonymous tip through the SPD mobile app. Well, Savannah Fire is responding to a house fire on Newcastle Street. This is video from just about an hour ago. SFD says that around 11:30, crews were dispatched to the 1400 block of Newcastle Street for a residential structure fire. Crews say that they were working with heavy smoke and flames, and the fire was declared out just about an hour ago at 12:04. 2 occupants of the home are being checked out by EMS. In state news, closing arguments are underway in the trial of Colin Gray. They started just about 30 minutes ago. Gray is the man accused of giving his son Colt the gun allegedly used in the deadly Appalachia High School shooting in September of 2024. Niamani Watson is outside the courthouse with what we can expect. Take a look.
During the trial, prosecutors provided evidence and witnesses to back up their claims that Colin Gray ignored multiple warning signs about his son. Meanwhile, Colin testified in his own defense, saying he did not think his son would be capable of carrying out a mass shooting. Today, attorneys will have their final opportunity to persuade a jury on whether Colin Gray should bear some responsibility for his son Colt's alleged actions. On Friday, Colin took the stand, opening up about his son's behavioral issues and years of instability at home, but said Colt never indicated to him he wanted to harm anyone or commit a school shooting.
To do something that heinous, like I don't know if anybody could ever see that kind of evil.
Prosecutors showed Colin's online search history, which included searches like where to take my troubled teen and where do I take my son for anxiety.
The Colt I knew, the relationship I had, there's this whole other side of Colt I didn't know existed.
But despite knowing his son needed help, prosecutors claim Colin still gave Colt access to the AR-15 style rifle he allegedly used to kill 2 students and 2 teachers. The state also questioned Colin about his knowledge of previous accusations of Colt threatening to shoot up a school and pictures of mass shooters on his son's wall.
17 months after Jackson County had come to your house about Colt threatening to shoot up a school, he's putting a picture of a school shooter on his wall, isn't he?
He did.
And he told you that's who it was, didn't he?
He did.
Colin faces 29 charges and up to 180 years in prison. Reporting from Barrow County, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.
Staying in state news today, Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock visited Social Circle, Georgia, as the community voices concerns over a proposed ICE detention center. City leaders and residents are concerned the city doesn't have the infrastructure to handle that facility. Senator Warnock visited the warehouse where DHS wants to create an ICE detention center, as well as 2 water treatment facilities in the small town. The Department of Homeland Security says the detention center would hold about 10,000 detainees plus 2,000 employees, which is more than double the city's population of 5,000. The proposed Social Circle facility will be one of the nation's 8 mega centers. City Manager Eric Taylor says communication with DHS has been severely lacking, as they've tried to tell the agency the city's water and sewer system can't accommodate the facility. He says he's talked to DHS once, and that was back on President's Day.
We don't have the infrastructure that it takes to serve a facility of this size. And DHS did do an analysis, but we feel like there's some fundamental flaws in that analysis that don't take into some primary considerations, such as one of the sewer plants they were talking about using is not even connected to our system, and it's in a different county.
Now we heard from U.S. Representative Mike Collins last week on this topic. He says he supports having an ICE facility like this, but says he hears the city's concerns and wants this to be done in a safe way. Well, happening right now, Reverend Jesse Jackson is lying in state at the South Carolina State House. The prominent civil rights leader died on last Tuesday at the age of 84. He had been battling a rare neurological disorder for several years. Now his death has been mourned across the country, and his body will move to D.C. this week before returning to Chicago for a people's celebration as well as a private ceremony. Well, St. Patrick's Day, or the season of St. Patrick, is now in full swing here in the hostess city. This week, many businesses, locals, and visitors are finalizing plans for their holiday celebrations. Visit Savannah's president and CEO, Joseph Marinelli, says the holiday is a great source of pride for locals, with many calling it one of the biggest and best parades in the U.S. He says visitors have also noticed that as well, many of whom flock to the city every year just to take part in the special festivities. St. Patrick's Day attracts tens or thousands of people to Savannah. The Savannah Hilton Head Airport typically sees a lot of visitors coming in from major cities like Boston, Cleveland, Chicago, and Philly for the holiday weekend. Delegations from Ireland also make the trip to Southeast Georgia. Marinelli says since this year's St. Patrick's Day falls on a Tuesday, the crowd at the big parade might be slightly smaller. However, that may be good news for others still looking to book a hotel stay.
The city will get close to selling out, but there's always rooms available at the inn, and we encourage we encourage folks to book their hotel reservations sooner than later.
Visit Savannah and the rest of the city's tourism industry have been following the lead of local law enforcement to make sure celebrations are done as safely as possible. Well, the Savannah Bananas are back, and one of the great things about Banana Ball is that it's for everyone, no matter their age. 81-year-old Rob Harrelson is hoping that applies to athletes on the field as well. The longtime youth baseball coach and Vietnam War veteran from Missouri says he loves the Bananas so much that he submitted a tryout video. He hopes the team will give him a shot to make that dream come true.
The game is made to have fun. And that's what the Bananas do. They have fun at it. We need something to laugh about and something to joke about, and I think their concept is just fabulous.
Moving pretty well for 81. So far, no word from the Bananas on whether they'll give Harrelson a shot to play. In entertainment news, SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild, changed the name of its honors this year to the Actor Awards to emphasize it's the only industry honor given solely to actors by actors. David Daniel has highlights from last night's award show. Take a look.
This year, the show got a little bit of a facelift. Like many people in this room can understand, we nipped the SAG.
SAG-AFTRA's annual awards had a new name, but a familiar host in Kristen Bell and familiar gratitude for winners honored by their peers.
I love being an actor. I love actors. Working with you, playing with you, and when necessary, marching alongside of you has been the greatest joy of my life.
Honoree Noah Wiley returned to the stage with the cast of The Pit to accept the award for Best TV Drama Ensemble. Seth Rogen topped that, taking the podium 3 times as the studio won Best TV Comedy Ensemble, and he accepted individual honors for himself and the late Catherine O'Hara.
She really showed that you can be a genius and be kind, and one of those things does not have to come at the expense of the other.
Harrison Ford received a Life Achievement Award.
Thank you to SAG-AFTRA for honoring me with this prize. This is very encouraging.
I wasn't expecting this, but it does really mean a lot to me from my peers.
Film honorees included Amy Madigan for Weapons.
To work with my heart in my hand and stand beside my brilliant, daring friends who show me their heart. I mean, what a way to spend a life. Thank you.
Jessie Buckley for Hamnet.
This ride has been unbelievable, so thank you for welcoming me in and making me feel
seen.
And Michael B. Jordan, who retook the stage with his Sinners cast to accept Best Motion Picture Ensemble.
From the bottom of our hearts to the bottom of your hearts, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, and with that, we are going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. We appreciate y'all making us part of your Monday morning. Or Monday afternoon, excuse me. It's certainly feeling like a Monday. Anyways, we'll be back in just about 15 minutes for the First Alert Weather Show with Dave Turley. Honestly, weather's looking pretty nice this week, but Dave will be breaking that down at the bottom of the hour, and then we'll be back at 2 o'clock for a fresh round of stories right here on WTOC Plus. In the meantime, you can check out our website for the latest. Thanks for watching, and here's Local News Live.